Pro Reduction.
Alright, good morning. So raise your hand if in any point in your lifetime you've tried marijuana. Alright, I'm not the police. I'm not going to arrest anybody. But basically, yes, one point in time, mostly everybody has tried. Me, myself, but I didn't pull a Clinton. I did inhale. So, do you suffer from chronic pain or sleep apnea? Most of us do too. Well, my name is Melissa. I work as a medical assistant in a small family practice office, as you already know. And most of our patients are on dozens of medications. With some of our patients that come in, they actually have medicinal marijuana, and they only maybe have to take 2 medications, if that, as needed. So in 2013, the CDC recorded approximately 25,840 deaths related to overdose on opioids. An overdose on legal prescription medications took the life of Michael Jackson, Robin Williams, just a couple of our Hollywood legends. Almost any medication can cause harm if you take too much of it. However, the pros to legalizing marijuana greatly outweigh the cons. And just like described on prescription labels, the benefits overrule the risks. I will discuss marijuana's yearly statistics compared to alcohol, tobacco, and prescription medications, as well as its health benefits. Marijuana should be legalized because not only do 20 to 50 million Americans smoke socially, but celebrities with a chill attitude like Willie Nelson, Snoop Dogg, and Bob Marley smoke it too. Plus, compared to alcohol and tobacco, it's much safer. Now, alcohol poisoning. This is Coors Light. Caused by drinking large amounts of alcohol in such a short period of time. High levels of alcohol in the body can shut down critical areas of the brain that control your breathing, your heart rate, and even your body temperature, ultimately resulting in death. On average, 6 people die every day from alcohol poisoning in the United States. And that was from 2010 to 2012. In 2016, alcohol contributed to a total of 34,865 deaths in the U.S. 29 people die daily due to drunk driving. That's one life every 50 minutes in 2016. Although drunk driving has decreased by 1/3 within the last 30 years, drunk driving accidents still claim 10,000 lives annually. Alcohol reduces the ability of the brain, impairs your thinking, muscle coordination, and logical reasoning. When you drink, most of the skills and abilities that require for safe driving, including judgment, concentration, hand-eye coordination, comprehension, visual acuity, and reaction time, are seriously compromised. All of these functions are vital to driving a vehicle safely. For this reason, it is important people never drink and drive. Now, 2014, Surgeon General's report estimated that smoking cigarettes causes more than 480,000 deaths yearly in the U.S. These deaths include 21 known diseases that have been linked to be caused by smoking tobacco, such as 12 types of cancer, lung cancer, mouth cancer, 6 categories of cardiovascular disease, COPD, chronic obstructive pulmonary disease, and pneumonia. According to the CDC, pharmaceutical drugs alone are responsible for 22,134 deaths in 2010, and that's legal. Xanax is a controlled substance which acts on the central nervous system to produce a calming effect, like marijuana, and is commonly used to treat anxiety or panic attacks, according to WebMD. This medication sometimes causes addiction. If the medication is stopped suddenly or abruptly, especially after a long time use, withdrawal symptoms such as seizures may occur. Common side effects included drowsiness, dizziness, and increased saliva production. Now, Lortabs, also known as hydrocodone, it's an opioid medication that is used to relieve moderate to severe pain and most people abuse that too. It's used to side effects are drowsiness, anxiety, dizziness, and nausea, vomiting, upset stomach, constipation, and headaches, mood changes are also common, dry mouth, blurred vision, and also unclear thinking. So, however, it is recommended that you contact a doctor if such things as noisy, shallow breathing occur, lightheaded feeling like you're going to faint or pass out, sudden weakness, unusual bruising or bleeding, painful or difficult urination, upper stomach pain, tiredness, or even loss of appetite. That also is on WebMD. Adderall is known to treat ADHD, which is attention deficit hyperactive disorder. This is a controlled substance too, because it also affects the central nervous system. It can be addictive as well. It slows down one's thought process to provide the ability to focus easily. For example, my daughter, she requires this medication because it allows her to sit still for long periods of time and follow directions without having to be told multiple times over and over and over again. She's also easily distracted. Off the medication, she's loud and constantly on the go, like the Energizer Bunny. With the medication, she is a completely different child. She's attentive, she's helpful, even does her chores without being told or reminded 10,000 times. She went from making 3Ds all last year to now making straight A's. Now that we have discussed the legal addictive prescriptions, I'm sure most of you know many states now allow or license people to use medical marijuana if they need it. Now, marijuana is natural. It is made up of leaves, flowers, and buds of the hemp plant, the Cannabis sativa. Many states have already passed laws that allow people with certain health problems to buy or even grow it for their own use. People who have conditions such as cancer, AIDS, or multiple sclerosis may find that marijuana helps them. It can be effective treatment for chronic pain. It can treat muscle spasms in multiple sclerosis or even Parkinson's disease, like what Michael J. Fox has. It can prevent or treat nausea and vomiting associated with chemotherapy patients. It can control seizures for patients that suffer from childhood epilepsy. It also helps with appetite for those suffering eating disorders, anorexia, bulimia, or helps those people with AIDS gain weight. It also looks to help Alzheimer patients and those with glaucoma, which can eventually lead to blindness. Legalizing marijuana is considered to be related to the decreased prescription of opioid use and overdose of deaths. Now, in conclusion, marijuana is a natural herb substance, no different than those spices in your kitchen cabinet. Bay leaves, oregano, parsley, mint, chives. Too much of nutmeg causes hallucinations and vivid dreams. Not only can it be smoked like tobacco, but it can be brewed in tea. That's legal. Inhaled like vapor. Sprayed under the tongue. Applied to skin like lotions, which those are legal. Everybody uses them. And even eaten in prepared or homemade foods. Cakes, brownies, all that good stuff. The most obvious concern when dealing with drug safety is the possible lethal effects that these drugs can cause. Main question, can this drug cause death?
Yes.
Nearly all medications have potentially toxic lethal effects. Commonly used over-the-counter aspirin, ibuprofen, just to name a few, account for 7,600 deaths and approximately 760,000 hospitalizations each year, according to the Center for Disease Control and Prevention. But marijuana is not such a substance. There is no record of any documented marijuana-induced fatalities. Marijuana can affect different people in different ways. Side effects include increased heart rate, changes in blood pressure, nausea and vomiting, anxiety, or paranoid thoughts. I guarantee marijuana will cause red eyes, dry mouth, I'm thirsty, and the severe case of the munchies. Just in case anybody's hungry. Which is no different than some of the side effects of these prescription medications that are known to cause death. Thank you.
Welcome.